Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to Outdoor Indoor Texan. Today I'm going to show you how to make a fire-roasted red jalapeno hot sauce. Now, red jalapenos are simply ripe jalapenos. They're spicier than younger green ones, but they also have a hint of sweetness to them, which makes them perfect for hot sauces. This hot sauce is going to be smoky and spicy, but also a little sweet and tangy. How about I get started showing you the recipe and you can taste it for yourself. First up, you'll need 1 pound of red jalapenos, and the only thing you'll need to do to prep these is to cut off their top stems. If you don't want your hot sauce spicy, which is weird since we're making hot sauce, but if you want to make it milder, you can also remove the white veins and seeds inside. Before we start fire roasting, I wanted to quickly point out this grilling skillet I picked up. If you don't have one of these, just place the peppers directly on your grill grates and you'll be fine. But, as you're about to see, this skillet is a great tool for easily fire roasting peppers. I'll make sure to leave a link to my Amazon store in the comments below where you can find this and all the other tools I trust. When part of the title of this recipe is fire roasted, you can expect there's going to be some live fire cooking. I'm using my big green egg today, but any grill that has a clean open flame will work fine for this. If you're using a charcoal grill, try to avoid lighter fluid or really burn it off before roasting your peppers, because otherwise they'll just taste like gasoline and completely ruin your hot sauce. So just think it through. Make a big fire, avoid chemicals that may leave an off taste, and get to roasting. A few tips and tricks for the folks new to fire roasting peppers. It's usually a safe bet to lightly oil the grill grates or even a skillet like this one with some olive oil so there's no worries about sticking. Also, keep an eye on the peppers as they roast. The skin will char fairly quickly depending on how direct your flames are, and just keep moving and rotating so there's an even char over the entire surface. Once the peppers are softened up and evenly charred, pull them off the fire and let's head inside to build this hot sauce. Using a high-speed blender or food processor, toss in your peppers and give them a quick pulse to break them down. Now add 1 chopped small yellow onion and give it another quick pulse to combine. After the onion, add a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar and add 1/2 cup of white vinegar. For some reason, my white vinegar part of this video ended up being corrupted so you can't see it, but trust me on this, 1/4 cup red wine vinegar, 1/2 cup of white vinegar. Walk the blender speed up from the slowest speed all the way to the highest speed, and it should start to look like a viscous hot sauce at this point. Add 4 cloves of roughly chopped garlic, 2 teaspoons of coarse kosher salt, and finally the juice of 1 lime, which is about 1 tablespoon of juice. Give everything one last long high-speed blend to ensure all is mixed and married. And then it's time for the most important step of any hot sauce recipe, tasting your hot sauce. Is it too bland and maybe needs more salt or citrus? Do you like sweeter hot sauces, so maybe add a pinch of sugar? Do you prefer more vinegar flavor, so add more vinegar? Taste and tweak before you bottle. At the end of the day, this is your hot sauce, so make it match your preferences. Once you're happy with the taste, the last step is bottling your hot sauce. I like to use these 5-ounce hot sauce bottles that you can also find on my Amazon store, but you can sanitize leftover hot sauce bottles or mason jars or those squeezy taco sauce bottles. There's a bunch of different options here. This recipe will yield a little over 20 ounces, and I always preach storing your hot sauce in the refrigerator. With the amount of vinegar in this sauce, it very well may be shelf stable, but the refrigerator always ensures a fresh and safe and long-lasting hot sauce. It's smoky, it's tangy, it's spicy, and it's dangerously addictive. That'll do it for this one, and thank you all so much for watching. I'm always happy to hear from my viewers, so please feel free to leave any questions or feedback in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Now, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, it means the world to me, and you'll have access to countless recipes with more to come. Alright y'all, take care.